Okay, so in this video, basically I will show you how to approach the guy when he's seated, when he's laying down on the ground, how to smash the guy and lose less energy when you're passing, and how to expose his back after the pass. Okay, so we'll do some passing right now. So basically, when I try to pass, I always stay in this position, okay? So my butt and my head is basically at the same height, and then I try to go as deep as possible. Okay, so all the time when I approach the guy, I will probably keep the foot holding or the ankles. Okay, and the main idea is to always like make the angle, boom, go into, let's say, outside passing. Okay, so most time I'm using camping position. Now, from this position, you can always do that, like the basic stuff, where you do the knee slides, or you just go and do the camping pass. But what happens most of the time, when you enter the camping, the guy starts framing. When the guy starts framing, the main focus for me is to always block the bottom arm and then somehow reach his other side. Okay, it could be over the top or through the armpit. It doesn't matter. Most time I will not grab under the head. It's much easier for the guy to push me away with his left arm. Yeah, my grip just goes off. If I go on the top and he does the same thing with his left arm, yeah, the grip stucks pretty good. So now, when I go to camping position and the guy is framing, what I will try to do most of the time, I will try to block his arm with my left arm, if I can. If not, most of the time, like because he's framing, I can just move my arm out of the way, and then his arm opens up a bit. When he opens up his arm, I will just put my knee on top of his arm. And then my left arm goes on top, or it goes from the inside. When it goes from the top or the inside, I always want to turn, or I want to go to the north-south. Okay, one more time. So let's say we're here, we're coming, boom, and we're going into camping position. If the guy is blocking my hips, then most time I will block his arm with my palm, and then I will put my knee on top of his arm. When I'm putting my knee on top of his arm, it's much harder to move that arm for him, and then it's much easier for me to play against one arm, because my body and my two arms are pretty safe. And now I grab the head, I can grab the armpit from the top, I can grab the armpit from the inside, and then I start turning, and most time I'm start running to the north-south to get a pass and a good position. Okay, one more time. So we're here, I go into camping, I block his arm, I put my knee, and then I go here. And then from here, we basically have a pass. And most of the time I go to the north-south to start attacking the guy or just taking the position. Okay, now let's do like some of the reactions. Okay, so let's say I go boom to the camping. The guy is pushing the knee, the hip, the arm, doesn't matter what. I can always block his arm, and then I can always go through the armpit. I like the armpit grip a bit better. But of course, sometimes you can grab the head or something. And then with my right arm, I will always block his bottom leg. Okay, so I will go here. Then I will run to north-south. From this position, what could happen? People are most likely turning to turtle. Yeah, and then when they turn to turtle, I always want to continue the motion and then go to the other side. Okay, so let's do a bit faster this time. So let's say I go to camping, I push the arm, I go with my leg, I start blocking the hip, everything. The guy's turning, and then I'm turning with him all the time. So it's basically for the reaction reasons, to not get stuck, to not think all the time that you're passing the guard from one go. Okay, so the guy has his reactions too. So again, so we go to the camping, I block his arm, I take the head for example, I block the hip, and let's say the guy is turning. When the guy is turning, I keep my legs as far as possible, I start running, and then I start putting my left knee in between his elbow and his knee, and then I'm going for the seat belt to, let's say, later on transition to the crucifix, or let's say go to the back and always follow the person after the passing. Okay, so one more time. So we're here, I go to camping, I block the arm, I start running, and we get the crucifix position. Okay. Okay, so we'll go for the outside passing. Okay, so we're here, I'm keeping the ankles, then I'm going to the side, and I'm instantly going forward. So whenever I'm passing the guy's legs, I want to be as close as possible. Okay, so my head, my butt is basically at the same height. Okay, so my head,
my back and my butt is at the same height. Okay, so I need to be like very close to the ground, so I could reach all the grips if I need to take them off, or I could just go inside between his legs as fast as possible. Okay, if I approach the guy like this and he grabs my leg or something, it'll be always harder for me to do something. Okay, so always be like as low as possible. Then it's much easier to go inside into a camping position. Okay, so the right arm goes on the hip, on the ribs, and my elbow goes on the leg. My left arm is always going on the knee. Okay, I'm staying here. Now, most time if I can, I will just probably pass the guy's legs, but this doesn't happen very often. So the guy will probably frame my arms, frame my shoulders, and will stay in this position. So now from this position, what I'm trying to do, I need to put my knee on top of his bottom arm. So I can put it on top of his arm, I can put it from the inside. Okay, so on top or from the inside. Okay, so we're here. So to put the leg from the inside, I need to move my arm, and then I need to post my knee on his biceps. Or if I see that he's squaring up his elbow very hard, I will go with my knee on top of his arm. Okay, and then I will try to push my left arm through his armpit, and then I will just lay down. When I'm laying down, I want to push his leg too. Okay, and then we have always few opportunities we can do. First option is always going to the mount and securing the position. And sometimes if people go for the octopus guard, su kairė ranka, šitas pusės paima mano pažastį tolimesnę. Yeah. If the guy goes like this, I need to still push his leg, and I need to take that leg to me. When I take this leg to me, and then I can go back a bit, and then when I see that his back is exposed, I can always take that back. And then I can start like jumping. So I put my left arm in the front headlock basically. I jump and I put my right knee behind his back. We are pulling him straight to the back control and securing the position. Okay, one more time. So let's say we're passing the legs. I'm staying pretty low. I'm going into camping position. The guy is framing. When he's framing, I can always post my knee on his biceps, and I can go through his armpit with my arm. If he doesn't do anything, I will push his knee and I will go to the mount. And if he's going for the octopus guard, I will still push his leg, and I will take that leg to me. The more I stretch out the leg, the easier it is for me to lift him up. When I lift him up, I will take his waist, and then I will jump to the other side to take his back. Okay, the last time. So we're here. I'm going to camping. I'm posting my knee on his biceps. I'm going through with my armpit. If he doesn't do anything, I can go to the mount. If he goes for the octopus guard, I'm still pushing. I'm taking his leg, and then I'm trying to go back a bit. When I'm going back a bit, I'm spreading my legs. I'm basically breaking his legs, so he's forced to turn into me. And then when he's turning and lifting his hips, I will always grab those hips, and I will always jump to the other side to take the back and secure the position. Okay, so why I want to be very low, because when I'm going into camping, I want to put my head as close as possible to my right arm. Okay, so if I, let's say, go like this, I'm creating like this big of a gap for the guy to, let's say, put the knee inside my biceps or put the foot inside my biceps, go for the lasso, yes. And then the camping basically stops. I need to figure something out from there. So whenever I'm here, whenever I'm going into camping, I want to put my whole body into this position. So my arm goes here and my head goes to the arm. Now if he's pushing and he's trying to throw that leg over, it's pretty difficult, okay? Now the second option, sometimes when I lift my legs, sometimes it's hard to put my knee on his biceps or from the inside, so I will drop my right leg down on my knee, okay? And then my left leg can be put forward. If I put my leg forward when I'm on my knee, he can always grab it from under, and then he can start like going for the leg attacks. So probably he will start like pushing me with this knee. I will go back, he will throw this leg over, and then he will start going for the leg locks. Okay, so to avoid that, when we're here and when I decide to drop on my knee, I will always go like this. Okay, so I will always go a bit more sideways. So my left leg needs to be as far as possible. And now we'll start to like grind a bit from this position. So what I can do, I can always use my right knee. So I can always like put my right knee in front and clear out his knee. Or if he's putting his knees pretty high, I can always start like pushing him with my chest. Okay, and then we can secure the position. So one more time. So let's say we are going to camping. Maybe I tried to put the knees on the biceps, it didn't work. I put my knee on the ground and we stay in this position. And now what I can do, I can start lifting and then I can start pushing his leg, his bottom leg with my right leg. Or if his legs are very high, I can always like go forward by lifting my head and pushing here with my chest. And then I can clear out, go for the underhooks, and then start going for the mount. Okay, one more time. So let's say we go for the camping position. I couldn't, maybe for some reason I couldn't put my knees on his biceps. I will drop on my knee and I will stay in this position. And now what I can do, I can clear out his knee with my right leg. Or if his knee is very high, I can start like push his knee upwards by lifting my head and by pushing it with my arm. And then when we get this position, I will always go for the underhooks and I will always get the side control. Okay, so let's say we'll start in this position. So I will show like some over-under passing. So let's say we are fighting against like a very flexible guy. So whenever the person is on the side, he has much more defensive potential than when he's laying on his back, okay? Now it's much easier for me to pass. Now it's much harder for me to pass. So what I'm doing, I'm always blocking the bottom leg and I'm just going on my knees. And we end up in this position, okay? And now from here, what I can do, I can always pummel my right arm inside and then I can start going for the over-under passing. So I lift my hips, I pinch my knees, my one arm is over, my one arm is under. My head is basically on the ground. And I'm always pressuring the guy down so his back would be on the mat. Okay, now I'm moving towards his legs and now I'm rotating my leg to get the pass. What probably could happen here, so probably the guy will push and shrimp away from me. So what I'm doing, I'm putting this right arm inside near his hip, and then if he's shrimping more, I will just start catching his head or the back somewhere above his head. And then I will just run to the north-south and we will have a pass. Okay, one more time. So let's say we're here. Sometimes you can do like from the knee slide. We're doing like a knee slide, the guy is framing me correctly. And then what I can do, I can pummel this right arm inside and then I can go for the over-under passing. I rotate my legs. If he's shrimping and pushing me away, I will block the hip and I will go for the head. And that's it. Okay, so let's say we start here, I go here, and now let's say this time the guy has his knee lower, but he didn't connect his legs yet, okay? So I told you I will go the same way under his leg and I will scoop his leg like this, okay? Now I will start going for the knee slide. And now from here, I can do the same thing as we did before. If I go a bit lower, I can go again for the over-unders, okay? If not, I can start changing my legs. So I start like changing my legs and I end up in this position. And this pass is not a very fast pass. So it's more like I'm cooking the guy over time, okay? So the more I stay in this position, the more he pushes me away, the more he gets tired, okay? So I can even like go flat like this. So the more he pushes me, yeah, try to push, it will be like very hard over like 1 minute or 2 minutes, okay? And then the idea will be always to go to his armpit and then just backstep again into this position, okay? So this position is very good, but what I need to do, I always want to push his knee down and I always want to go as high as possible with my armpit inside his armpit. So he would not go for the octopus guard. And then the other move that I want to focus all the time is hooking this leg. If I can hook this leg and I can go a bit deeper with it, I can always start exposing his back, jump towards his back, for example, and then countering the guy fully, okay? And we are opening up for the attacks. So one more time. So let's say, we always start like this. So I pin his legs, I go on my both knees, and now I try going forward, and then I see what the guy is allowing me to do. If the guy is opening up his knee, I can always put my head inside and go for the over-unders. If not, I will just scoop his leg under, and then I will go for the knee slide for reverse Lario position, and then I will start changing my legs. So this position I feel is much better. You can do the same move from here, but I feel it's stronger much from this position. And then it's much easier for me to put my left arm inside and then just backstep. When I'm backstepping, I always push his knee and I always put my left armpit on his armpit. And then I will start hooking his leg. And when I start hooking his leg, it's very hard for the guy to move. And then I can start exposing his back and then going for the back attacks. So let's say the last piece of the puzzle. So go here, I pin his leg, and the guy is keeping his leg so low where I can't hook his leg. Okay, so in this case, what I will do, I will always try to put my body on top of his top knee, and then I will try to hug his waist. When I hug his waist, I start sprawling. It's very hard for the guy to recover. Even if he recovers, he will probably use a lot of energy. And the more energy the guy uses, the better it is for me. Okay, the main idea with these passes is like, these passes are basically smash passing. So the more I smash the guy, the more he uses energy. Probably after 1 minute or two, I will be minimally tired, and he will be tired a lot. Okay, so that's the whole point for smash passing. So the more he carries my weight and the more he's pushing me away, the better it is for me. Okay, so from here, I will push his knee down. I will probably go for the windshield wiper, and then I will start going for the leg rides. So I can always change the legs. And now the main idea is to always go behind his back. So I will start going behind his back and taking the side control. We go in this position. Let's say I sprawl on the guy. And now how to pin the legs. So first of all, I want to go for the windshield wiper. So I end up here. I'm hooking the bottom leg. Then I start pinning his top leg, and then I'm putting my right knee on top of his both legs. Okay? And then I start putting my left leg on top of my leg, and then changing my legs. Boom. So I'm always pinning both legs at the same time with one leg at least. Okay? So now it's pretty much comfortable for me to be in this position. So now again, so I smash him, windshield wiper, then the same leg goes over both legs, and I hook him with my hook, right? Now I start going with my left leg on top of my right leg, and then I retract my right leg. Now again, I'm hooking his both legs. Now it's comfortable for me to be here, and then I can go to the side control. Okay, so we stay in this position. So whenever the guy is sitting, I always want to control his arms. Okay, I'm controlling his arms. I can grab his wrist like this, grab his wrist like this, doesn't matter. Now, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to stay at the same height as his head. And now I try to open up one side, and then I'm just dropping forward. Okay, so I'm dropping forward, and at the same time, if my right underhook will go inside, my right knee will go inside here on the mat. So, and now I'll just shoot like a Superman. And now the main idea is to get 2 underhooks. You can connect both arms. Sometimes if you have shorter arms, you can just grab the back, doesn't matter. But the main idea is to always keep him flat on the mat, okay? So if I go too much to the left side, his back is going off the mat, and then he starts pummeling his arms inside, so it's not good. But if I go a bit forward, I'll put my head on the mat, and now if the guy tries to do the same thing, it's pretty much difficult, okay? And then I'm always like flat on with my legs, because if I'm on my knees, he can do the same thing. So he can start imbalancing me, shrimping, going for the underhooks, okay? If I lay flat on the mat, and now he does the same thing, it's pretty difficult. So I'm keeping much more weight on him than staying on the knees, okay? And then very easy way to pass into the mount, just put the butterfly hook, and then go for the mount position, okay? And that's it. So let's say we are here in the same position. I open up his arms, I go for the underhook, I start shooting, and then I start going for double underhooks. Sometimes you will connect your hands, sometimes not, doesn't matter. The main idea, head on the mat, put all the weight on him so he will be flat. And now let's say sometimes you're putting the butterfly hook and he's lifting his legs so high, it doesn't matter what you do, you can't hook his legs. So in this case, you can lift your butt a bit and put your knees near his hip, like this. And now my knee can easily go inside, and I can start going for the other side. Because I have 2 underhooks, I have a good way of passing to one or the other side. I will have the same balance on one and the other side, okay? And from here, I just pull my leg out, and now you can accept the side control, or you can just go for the mount. And you're having a good position. So let's say we're in this position. I'm forcing half guard. And let's say this time the guy goes for the butterfly hook. When the guy goes for the butterfly hook, I want to pinch my legs, pinch my knees as hard as possible. And then I want to lift my butt and put the butterfly hook. Now from this position, what I don't want to do, I don't want to keep my leg straight when the guy has the butterfly hook, okay? Because now he can imbalance me a bit. Yeah, so he can lift me and so on and so forth. So what I want to do, I want to step on my foot. If I can step on my foot to the right side a bit more, now if the person starts lifting me, it's pretty difficult for him. Okay, and now we have few options. I can lift my butt, I can just jump over to his knee and get the mount control. I can start hooking his leg and then get the mount control. Or sometimes I can just jump to the side control and get the side control, basically, okay? And the most important part is never to lean back, okay? So don't lean back because I create a lot of space for the person and then he can start pushing my biceps and he can start reversing the position, okay? So whenever I jump to the side control, I always want to put my chest on top of his chest and I want to just square up a bit with my knees, and that's it. And from here we can always go for the attacks or we can always go for the mount control and start attacking from there. Okay, so let's say we are seated. So from this position, what I don't want to do, I don't want to extend my arms. If I extend my arms, he will just grab my arm and he will start balancing me. So instead of that, I will just be as low as possible and I will bend my arms. And then I will start walking to his arms with my bended arms. And then I will open up one side and then I will just shoot like a Superman forward and I will grab the underhook. I will force the half guard. My head will go first on the left side, away from the underhook, and I will try to get the overhook or the underhook on the same side where is my head. And then when I fix everything here properly, I will put my head on the other side. I will put my head on the ground and I will grab the guy's shoulder and I will put my chest on top of his shoulder so he would not be able to move. If my head goes up, he will start like turning, sweeping, or doing something trying to balance me. But if I put my head down, even if he does the same thing, my body stays in one place. It's pretty hard to imbalance me. Okay, that's it. Okay, so this time, let's say the guy's laying down in the back. What I'm trying to do, again, not the same thing. I'm not trying to extend my arms and touch his legs because if he takes my arms, he will just drag me up and it will not be good for me. So again, I bend my arms, I come to his legs with bended arms until I touch his legs. My head could go inside. And then I just try to go inside as brutal as possible and forcing half guard, okay? Now, I start grabbing his shoulder and then I want to put my head, for example, on the ground. But if the guy has the frame on me, it probably will be very hard. So when to understand when to put my head on the left side, when to put my head on the right side, it depends if I can put my head on the right side, okay? So if the guy has the frame, or if the guy puts my knee inside or something, and need to fix the position, I will always put my head on the left side. I will put my head on the left side, I will push the knee, I will go for the underhook or overhook, and then I will go back to the right side. And then we can always continue with the pass. So I will put the butterfly hook, I will go up, and then I will get the mount. And that's it. Okay. Dries, go.
Kończenia było klepnięcie. Ależ świetnie rozegrał to Mantas Daublis. Niesamowity jest zawodnik reprezentujący Litwę, a Kuba Bońkowski, świetny grappler.